Hello, and thank you for joining me. You're here with data science teacher Brandon, and we're going to be discussing the Hugging Faces pipeline. Now, this really allows you to really speed up the whole workflow in terms of whatever your NLP problem is, and we can use pipelines in other forms as well. Here, we're going to be focusing on NLP pipelines, and we can do sediment classification, question and answer, in a more advanced sense, text summarization, and then text generation. And we can do lots of those in a very short amount of coding or a very small amount of coding because the pipeline is going to handle the tokenization and then the decoding steps of your model. So really kind of just puts everything together, makes it a little bit easier. You have a lot less freedom in terms of the fine tuning of the model, but if your problem is not too challenging, the default pre-trained model works quite well in lots of situations, although they all kind of have their own flavor. So we'll be looking at a few different models today to get a sense of how they perform in their default state. Okay, so importing transformers and data sets to pull in the pipeline that we're going to be working with. Okay, so here just looking at if we, the simplest way to use this, we're going to pipeline sediment classification. And what it will do, we'll have a classifier now. So it'll be, I love you. Positive score is this. Okay. Negative, and the score is this. I don't love you. It's negative, right? Really negative. I hate you. Very negative here. I feel that they're almost normal person ever, neither good nor bad. Okay. So, and that one's not the greatest. So by default, I believe this uses the BERT one. I'll be trying to look at kind of doing a more of a comparison in this workflow of who is good or sorry, which models are better at sediment, which models are better at classification, and which ones are better at text generation. Okay. And so here I have some example sets. I tried to make these as neutral as possible. 5 example sets: the weather today, decent experience, movie was interesting, but expected a little bit more. Pretty average statements right in the middle. Okay. And so then I have happy, sad, bored, and excited. And I did a couple more here of awe, sonder, and frisson. And so with these ones, I wanted to try something a little bit more interesting with our final, with some of the things, especially with the zero clock classification. So these are senses that are meant to reflect awe, meant to reflect sonder. Some more complex emotions when we look at classifying. So a big range in terms of the tone of the little senses that we'll be using as experiments today. Okay. So here what we do, if we want to get out the sediment, we're going to select out the label. Just notice here, when you look at this, you're inside of a list. Okay, so you can see the square brackets on the outside. So you got to index into one position to get to the dictionary. And then you're going to grab into the label, grab into the score, get the sediment and the score. Okay. So what we're going to do here is build this little function to print this all out. We can get all these done together. So here we're going to go grab the label, and here we're going to go grab the score, and then we'll print out just the first little bit of the sentence, the sediment with a score of this. So how confident is it in its sediment prediction? And so you can see here, negative, positive, negative, positive. So quite positive. I think it seemed to do fairly close to what we're doing. You can see these kind of middle run of the road sentences worked okay, I guess. Nothing really super special, but you can see quite often these are supposed to be very neutral sentences, and it really didn't predict that at all. It predicted actually quite confident that they're either positive or negative, right? So the default model in the pipeline is obviously not the best one to use. So let's try and use some of the other models. Let's try the distill BERT base uncase. So printing out all 12 sentences. You can see it does a much, much better job of something in the middle. At least the first few sentences were supposed to be roughly in the middle. They're not exact, but I think it did a really good job. I think that was where this one really excelled, was the distilled BERT was on the sentiment classification. Okay, so trying some other ones here. We're going to try NLP Town BERT-based multilingual case sediments, right? So one specialized in sediment. And what's interesting is this actually does a little bit hard to say worse, I guess, in the sense, but it interpreted those sentences as not so neutral. It decided that the weather was okay today. Well, that's a 0.76. I guess you could say okay means good, but probably not. So this one was not really, I didn't think this one works the best. The RoBerta base case did really good, right everything right in the middle specifically, which was really kind of what you would expect to see from the sentences that were provided. XLNet base case, just notice this is a very large model. This takes a very long time to run. So uh, it did good, kind of got in the middle of the road for lots of these sediment classifications, but it does take a lot longer to just even do one prediction. Okay. ChatGPT, GPT-2, the original, well, a couple generations ago, ChatGPT, you get to use this one. This one, I don't know if it worked great for the sediment classification, but it actually works great for when we get to the text generation, which was kind of interesting that it worked well in that situation, an old version of the ChatGPT. But for sedimentation, by default, I don't feel this worked well. And the last one we'll look at is the Facebook BERT large minly. And again, this actually did pretty terrible, truthfully. It classified all of them really well neutral. It's very confident that they're neutral. So, and this one actually did really good. It classified them all. It decided they were neutral. Their sentiment was very neutral. It was very strongly confident that they were neutral. Okay, which is quite interesting as well. Okay, and then the electric small discriminator. This one's very fast, and this one did a really good job. So this is a great model to put in production. So the Electra, made by Google. Okay. So lots of the big companies, Facebook, Google, have all made their own versions of AIs and uploaded the pre-trained models to the Hugging Faces repository hub. Okay, so now moving on to the zero-shot classification. This is kind of cool that you're able to do this. So what it is you can give it your own, however you want to define your classes and see if you can group your text into, here I'm going to do happy, sad, bored, excited. If you look at the example sentences, I have happy, sad, bored, excited. Okay. And then we have some more complex emotional sentences that we'll try later on. Okay. And so when we look at this right here, we can see what happens when we get this. So we get a prediction here and it's saying that when we get the scores and labels, there's going to be a set of 4, right? Because we're asking for 4 different labels. It's going to give a prediction for each one of these. And then we would take the strongest one of these as our final prediction. So what I'm going to do is pulling the scores and labels out just like we did before. And then I'm going to iterate through those in a zip, doing the 2 lists together then, so that I can then print out the sediment and the final score. So here, what we see when we do the first model, the distill BERT, this one did a lot better on the sedimentation. It did not really do very well here in this kind of outside of normal classification, I guess you would say, or kind of more flexible classification, the zero-shot classification. NLP Town, at least we're getting some variation with this one. I wouldn't say it was necessarily better, but happy for sense right there. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Evening stroll. So we can see happy did really good here. To find the next one's happy though, and we shouldn't see that. Happy as well as in the third one. Happy in the next one. So it really kind of favors doing happy at 74. But really these were not happy sentences and stuff. Okay. And so here what we have is when we have the RoBerta base, kind of really didn't know either, right? 25 for all of them. So it really basically impartial, it doesn't know which one to choose when it does this. Okay, let's try the XLNet. A little bit more variation. This one takes a really quite long time to run, but we get a better sense of the predictions, right? So we're getting some XLBNets, and so the evening stroll right here. So a little bit not great, really. It should have been happy, and yeah, so it didn't really very impartial. A little slight like towards one or the other, but not really anything special. ChatGPT, well, GPT-2 did a little bit better here. It seemed to be much better in the more complex situations, and I think this is why ChatGPT has gotten to be so popular, because it is quite a good model. Okay, so here we're saying happy. So it did the next one's excited really, and we were expecting to see sad, bored here. Though it is showing at least some dimension here in this. It is favoring at least some of them. And then happy as well. So I wouldn't say it got any of these right, but at least it's giving it an effort. It's putting it a little bit better. But in a pre-trained state, we would really need to do this zero-shot classification. Although this is cool that we can do this, we really would need some examples, some fine-tuning to get this working really well. Especially, anything, the sediment works well by default. This kind of zero-shot classification is a little bit trickier to get working really well. Maybe you could just done happy and sad. Maybe doing 4 classes was too much, and maybe trying with 2 might give you a better result in certain situations. But kind of seeing here that we're seeing that ChatGPT, it seems to be catching up a lot of this. The Facebook actually does a really good job as well in terms of really highlighting. Here it thinks it's excited. So the evening stroll was the first five. So this was bored, and I was supposed to say this was happy. So it's still good, really good. Got something happy, but maybe that was a bored, kind of sounding about the stroll in the park. Maybe those are boring to Facebook. You're not on Facebook when you're out in the park. So here, sad was the next one. Board here, so it did a really good job. I would say this is probably my favorite one for the zero shot classification. The Facebook one works really well. Okay, so 96 here for excited. So again, just quite stunning, right? Okay, and then Electra, really impartial. It really had no idea what to do for them. You get 20.25 for all of them. Okay, and so we can use the Facebook did the best. So I wanted to see how it would do on different emotions: awe, elevation, sunder, frisson, crystalism, however you say that. And so here what we're going to see is, I mean, it did better, right? So sonder, elevation, frisson, crystalism, better. We did those in the last few sentences right there. So here it's seeing sonder. Yeah, it did good. So it got sonder. Did it get frisson as well? It got frisson as the highest one. And sonder here was awe, and awe was the first one. It didn't get awe. It was close with awe, but it got sunder in the second one, and frisson. I mean, I don't even know if you know what frisson means, but Facebook's AI is good at telling emotions, so you can get a sense of that. So recapping GPT-2 worked really good on the sediment analysis, but Facebook seems to be working the best on the zero shot classification by a significant margin, truthfully. Okay, and text generation. So let's compare text. So what I'm going to do, I have those example sentences. I'm going to use the first 30 words of that to generate a text, and I'll compare what it generates, okay, up to 70 words, just to make it not too long, and get a sense of where it was going from the rest of it, and compare really the two together. Okay, so the distilled BERT did not work on this one, so we're going to jump to the XLNet. And so XLNet, here looking at these sentences, the weather is okay today, not too bad, but it could be not super bad and not great, icy patches. So it kind of follows. It did quite good. But you can see there's lots of these sentences where it just gets in this kind of repeating terrible thing, right? So it just repeats this all along here. The park was the building of the new headquarters. The park, well, I guess the park could be a building, so it kind of loses some sense here, right? You can see here in Flavor, the film, it's just not as a documentary. Kind of interesting finish to the informator. Interesting. Okay, and fall o face of the north. So again, kind of not really making a lot of sense. It has parentheses inside of parentheses here. I wouldn't say this one, the Excel network, the best. Okay, ChatGPT, however, did quite a good job. Okay, so positive aspects that were also aspects, some positications, but also too late to fix it. Sounds normal, and I don't really hear that word very much, but sounds quite normal. Fantastic Nirvana, so beautiful, a world I live. Again, it sounds English, right? So it all actually has, if you can read all of these, I won't read them all to you, but you can see they actually turned out quite intelligent. Truthfully, they sound really good, and this is, I think, really you're starting to see why this one is the one that became ChatGPT, because it does really seem to capture really well in the text generation. Okay, Facebook's, however, although it was really good at the emotional detection, it is not very good at the text generation. You can see here, just really quite gibberish. The movie was interesting, but Pokemon Boost, MX, UU, Borst, Flag, Boast. Okay, so really not super great in that sense. And let's see how the Electra did. Okay, and Electra just not very good. Gets stuck in this very common problem with, I guess, image generation probably as well. It has its own problems, but text generation, where you get stuck in a rut kind of and just spits out the same word over and over and over again. It kind of just can't find a new word that falls in line with this. And this is kind of not, you could say it's almost overfitting in some senses is when this happens. And you can see just really kind of nothing worthwhile. So recapping, we had ChatGPT work well for the sediments. We had a few of them work well for the sediments as well. So RoBerta, DistillBERT worked really well in the sediments, GPT-2 as well. However, the GPT-2 and Facebook. Well, actually, sorry, the Facebook was the by far the best one on the zero shot classification, and the by far the best one on the text generation was ChatGPT. Gotta stop saying ChatGPT. The GPT-2. Okay. Uh, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all followed along with that and you were able to, get some ideas for your next experiments, your next projects that you can work on. Okay. So the zero shot, or sorry, the pipeline in Hugging Face is fun to play around with, and it really makes the whole workflow to really get to the fun stuff with NLP a lot easier and simpler to get to. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and I will see you for the next video.